Up Here is a new musical comedy on Hulu starring Mae Whitman. So let's see if this new series is worth your time. Hey everybody, my name's Justin here. I try to watch everything that hits theaters and on streaming services like Hulu. If you guys are like me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below and click that bell notification for more up and coming content. Set in New York City in 1999, Lindsay and Miguel fall in love and discover that the single greatest obstacle to finding happiness together might just be themselves and the memories, obsessions, fears, and fantasies that live inside their heads. Mae Whitman and Carlos Valdez star in this comedy musical series, and the songs are created by Kristen Anderson Lopez and Robert Lopez, who wrote songs for Frozen. The script is from Danielle Sanchez Witzel, who wrote the script for New Girl, and Steven Levinson, who created Dear Evan Hansen and Tick Tick Boom. And the first episode is directed by the guy who directed Hamilton. So there's a lot of potential with this series. Not only the cast, but also the people behind it, writing the songs, writing the script, everything. Unfortunately, it cannot live up to that potential. And this is easily a forgettable comedy series that I just could not connect with. In the beginning of the series, Mae Whitman, who plays Lindsay, gives up her safe, small town life, travels to New York City, does not want to fall in love. It feels very cliche that she does meet someone very early on and then starts to develop feelings for him. We have Miguel, who's played by Carlos Valdez, and he's kind of going through the same thing. And both of them have this really off and on relationship throughout. At times he's considering that he's seeing her and she doesn't agree with that. The relationship is all over the place. At times it's hot, at times it's cold. You don't know what's going on with them. At times you feel like they're not compatible with each other. At times you feel like they're deeply in love. And they feel the same way as well, that they don't want to have a relationship, but they just can't fight the feelings that they have for each other. And it just gets old really quick. Like, come on, either fall in love or don't. And it's really hard to get invested in these storylines when they set up these characters as these potential lovers in the beginning, and then they start to see other people throughout. And I know it's like typical relationships and all of that, and at times it does feel very realistic, but it became annoying very quickly. I just could not connect with these characters. They weren't even that likable in the first place either, so it's really hard to just be invested in this story and invested in 1999 New York, all the struggles that comes with this relationship. Now the music in here, some of it is pretty catchy. The choreographed dance sequences are impressive. I don't have any issues so much with the musical aspect to it. It does feel like Steven Levinson, Dear Evan Hansen, Tick Tick Boom, that kind of style where you're singing and then you're talking and then you're singing again, and it's all about real life situations, which Dear Evan Hansen and Tick Tick Boom felt like. So that aspect I did like. There are some catchy songs, and a lot of it is expressing your feelings for each other through song, dealing with memories and fears and obsessions that you have with this relationship. All of it is developed through song, and some of it's pretty good. Some of them are just kind of there and aren't the most impressive songs I've ever heard, but I did like the dance and the music numbers as well. They fit into this series, and they were able to use that as a way to also kind of push the comedy into the series as well. It's not particularly funny either. They're trying to go for these relatable jokes about relationships, being in New York City and coming off of past relationships and just wanting to kind of do your own thing. There are some jokes that do work, and there is some good chemistry amongst Mae Whitman and Carlos Valdez, but for the most part, it's a really dull series. It isn't funny at all. But when you look more at these characters and what they are going through, it's just repeating exactly the same thing that was set up in the beginning. Fears of being in relationships, the love that they potentially have for each other, it's just the same thing going on and again. But what makes this kind of stand out from other musical comedies is throughout the series we have Lindsay, and she has characters that are talking to her, and we see these characters play out in this series. We have her mother, her father, a friend from junior high. They're all kind of giving her relationship advice and talking to her, singing along the way. And the other characters don't see these characters. These are just voices in her head. And we see those characters play out within here. And the same thing is going on for Miguel. We have his mother, his high school ex, and the man his ex-fiance had been cheating on him with. He's going to do the same thing. These characters are hyping him up, giving those relationship advice, and trying to help him along the way. It's a unique spin on it, and just kind of adds in a new element that I did appreciate at times, because you got to see other characters and not have the same exact story kind of throughout, even if it was like a repeated cycle of the same trauma and fears of being in relationships. You got different characters involved, and I guess that was one of the highlights of the series for me. But Up Here, I struggled to get through this. There were several times I just was not interested in continuing the series. I did. I finished it, unfortunately, but the jokes just do not work. The choreographed moments are pretty good. I just expected more from this. From music written by the people who wrote songs for Frozen, and the script from people who worked on New Girl and Steven Levinson, and the director of Hamilton for the first episode. There was so much potential going into it. It just ultimately fell flat. It can't escape its very cliche moments, and so at times it doesn't feel like it is refreshing or doing anything unique besides the characters that are talking to Lindsay and Miguel, and we see them just in the background. Really, that's the only thing that stands out within this series. So overall, Up Here, I just wanted a lot more from it. There's potential in here for a good series if it was unique and more refreshing for what it was trying to offer. I did appreciate some of the more relatable, realistic moments in here, but the cast and the people behind it just could not create a unique story that was captivating. So before I give you my score for Up Here on Hulu, make sure to check out my channel. Here I do movie reviews, trailer actions, ranking videos, tier lists, all that fun movie related content that you see on YouTube. I do it all here, so hit that subscribe button to get it all in one spot. I'm going to go ahead and give Up Here a C. Thank you guys for checking my review for Up Here on Hulu. Have you guys seen it by chance? What'd you think about it? Let me know in the comment section down below, and stay tuned for more up and coming content like this. My name is Justin Watches Movies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.